I was known for purity until I met him. My name is Ama Yako. I'm a fashion designer in East Legon, Accra. But I wasn't just known for my designs. I was known for purity. I refused revealing clothes. I stitched scriptures into my labels. I taught young women how to set boundaries, how to say no. At 29, I was still a virgin, not by fear, but by choice. People said my standards were too high. I didn't care. One evening, a young girl in my studio broke down in tears. A godly man had slept with her. I held her and said the words that now haunt me. Not everyone who quotes the Bible is sent by God. Weeks later, after months of praying for a life partner, a message dropped into my inbox. Facebook Messenger. Good afternoon, Hama. I admire your faith, Pastor Daniel Keku. I checked his profile. Campus crusades, revival flyers, videos of altar calls. He didn't flirt, he didn't rush. He studied me. When he finally came to worship at my church, something felt off. I couldn't sit close to him. I joked, Pastor, did you fast before coming? The atmosphere around you is heavy. He smiled and said, I've been praying about meeting you for a long time. I felt chosen. I felt seen. What I didn't know was this. That Sunday wasn't the beginning of a relationship. It was the beginning of a setup. The night the line shifted. Pastor Daniel didn't push. That was the danger. He listened. He remembered things I said once and repeated them weeks later. He prayed for my business like it was his own calling. One evening, after a long day at my fashion house in Hosu, he said, let me cook for you. Just food. You look tired. I argued. He smiled. I went. We sat in his living room, soft worship music playing. We talked about God, about marriage, about waiting. He looked at me and said quietly, you are rare, Hama. Do you know that? My chest tightened. I laughed it off. He didn't. We prayed. He held my hands. The prayer went longer than usual. His voice softened. My eyes stayed closed. When I opened them, it was too close. I stepped back. He didn't move forward. I'm sorry, he said. I just felt something. I should have left. Instead, I sat down again. Silence filled the room. He reached for my hand slowly, like he was asking permission. I didn't pull away. Our lips met for just a second. I stood up immediately. This can't happen. He nodded. Apologized. Swore it wouldn't happen again. I left shaking but strangely warm. That night, I prayed harder than I ever had. I didn't know that was the moment the door opened and something else walked in. After that kiss, Pastor Daniel became careful. Too careful. He stopped touching me, but he didn't stop being present. He showed up at my fashion house in East Legon with lunch. He prayed over my sewing machines. He fasted for clarity. Every time I tried to bring up meeting my spiritual father, his mood changed. Ama, don't rush spiritual things, he would say. People interfere when God is still speaking. I believed him. One night, it rained heavily. I was at his place again, just to talk. I told myself. We sat far apart. We prayed again. This time, when he said amen, he didn't let go of my hands. I should have stood up. Instead, I sighed. You trust me, don't you? He asked. I nodded. He moved closer, slowly, giving me time to stop him. I didn't. The kiss came back, deeper this time. My heart was racing. My head was screaming. I pulled away, breathless. Daniel, this is wrong. He rested his forehead on mine and whispered, I will take responsibility. That sentence broke something in me. That night, I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't run. When it was over, I lay there staring at the ceiling. Quiet, numb, hollow. Pastor Daniel slept peacefully. I cried silently because I knew I had crossed a line I had preached against for years. And somehow, I felt more trapped than loved. The day God pulled me out. After that night, everything changed. Pastor Daniel became possessive. He monitored my movements, got angry when I mentioned my spiritual father, quoted scriptures to silence my guilt. Grace covers us, he would say. Don't let religion destroy what God is building. I stopped sleeping well. I stopped praying boldly. I started lying. Then one evening, my spiritual father called, Ama, where are you? I froze. I lied. At my studio, he paused and said, come and see me. I'm at Kolebu Hospital visiting someone. Come and see me. I left Pastor Daniel's house in a rush. When I returned later, he was furious. That night, he confessed calmly, I've studied you for years. I knew exactly how to get you. My stomach turned. 2 days later, I insisted we see my spiritual father. He resisted. Fourth, threatened to leave. I didn't beg this time. When he finally sat in that office in Adenta, the room went cold. My father asked me to step aside. What he said to Pastor Daniel, I didn't know, but I wept like a child. A week later, my father called me in. He had done his findings. Pastor Daniel was already married with children and a long trail of broken women. That same day, my father ended the relationship, blocked him from my life. I didn't feel holy, I felt rescued. Today, I share this with shaking hands because purity is not about pride, it's about protection. And not every man who carries a Bible is sent by God.